Is Nancy Pelosi really a lizard person? That's what everybody's saying based on what she said while she was at the Democratic National Convention. So the one and only Stankonia ambassador had to go take a look at this and go see what she has been saying and the things that have been coming out of her mouth. So I know what she said a couple of days ago, but let's just see what Nancy has to say right now. And then I'm going to tell you what Nancy actually is saying to people. It's a little bit more dastardly than what I believe anyone is aware of.
Of course she was going to say that, but...
Poor baby.
Yeah, she's really, really committed to that. It's really sad.
No, I'm not a poor baby. I'm more reptilian, cold-blooded, and go in to win the election.
We're going to take a short break. I want to talk to you more about President Biden and some other things.
Thank you.
I'm more of a reptilian, cold-blooded that's going to win the election. Now, if we wanted to jump down the rabbit hole conspiracies, we could possibly say that she's telling you that she's a lizard person. But I think it's way worse than that. What she's saying to you is she will stab anyone in the back. She's cold-blooded. She will kill you to get what she wants. Point blank, period. And from a political standpoint, quite frankly, that's kind of how you got to be. And she's just bragging openly about what she is and how she is. Now, someone else will say, well, DW, she's really a draconian lizard person. Hey, man, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not going to disagree with you on it. I'm not. I'm truly not going to disagree with you on it. Her mouth movement, I think, is due to her dentures coming loose while she's talking, because you notice she'll do this. In fact, I'll show you on the next one. While she talks, she does it all the time. This is her next statement.
They didn't know what they were talking about. We know we're different from the presidential. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10. What? They didn't know what they were talking.
Now, in context of what she's saying, she said this multiple times. In other words, she says, I know what elections we need to steal. Others are racing on winning all these races. No. We need to win these 10 in order to win the presidency. And if in larger context of this conversation, she was saying she was going for the trifecta: the White House, Congress, and Senate. And so what she's saying is, I'm cold-blooded. I'm going to do anything I need to do to make sure that I win. And I know the 10 states that I need to win in order to get the person I want into the presidency. And that's what Nancy's saying. And so when you start to look around, and for example, we know that Georgia was one of those 10 states. But when you start to look at what happened when they changed the laws in Georgia, where they said, no. You have to certify the results in Georgia before they can be counted towards the election. They absolutely have to be certified. You notice that the MSNBC, CNN, they all lost their minds because 1 out of the 10 just fell off. And so, yes, there's a possibility that this woman is an evil draconian. Could she be having dual points as to what she's saying? Absolutely. But I think the more important thing is she's telling you that they're going to steal this next election, or attempt to steal the next election. She's confirming to you that they did a coup as it pertains to Joe Biden, and that she was the leader of the coup. Now, the reason why I'm not going down a rabbit hole of Nancy Pelosi being a lizard person, even though it's probably a popular angle to take, and I probably get a lot of views, is because it's a distraction from what she's actually saying. It don't matter if she's a lizard person. It don't matter if she's a draconian at this point in time. What really matters is what she's telling you she's getting ready to do to you. Listen to it again.
But they didn't know what they were talking about. We know we're different from the presidential. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10.
And you can tell by this woman's look on her face right here, the one next to her. Look at the look on her face. She knows what she's saying. And I submit to you that everybody else know what the hell she's saying. Everybody, and see, the clips are taken out to where all you're hearing is that one point. Every clip is that one point. All right, here we go. Watch this.
I spoke with Gary Peters, who chairs the Senate Democratic campaign arm, and he said he's confident that Democrats can pick up 50 seats in the Senate, maybe even 51. Do you care to issue a prediction of how you think Democrats are going to do in terms of the House races? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for a trifecta. I'm looking to win the White House, Chuck to be the majority leader, to Hakeem Jeffries to be the Speaker of the House. It must happen that way. And think of January 6th, if I didn't have the gavel. Hakeem must have the gavel that day. And Kamala will be the vice president that day.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. Why is there so much damn distortion while she's moving her hands? Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't understand why there's all this damn distortion. We're gonna go back and watch it again. Watch this. She said a whole lot. She said, and Kamala will be vice president. You gotta listen to what this woman's saying. Okay, hold on. Screw the distortion. Let's just go over what she's saying right now. Let's not go to the woo, because you got to listen to what she says.
I spoke with Gary Peters, who chairs the Senate Democratic campaign arm, and he said he's confident that Democrats can pick up 50 seats in the Senate, maybe even 51. Do you care to issue a prediction of how you think Democrats are going to do in terms of the House races? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for a trifecta. I'm looking to win the White House, Chuck to be the majority leader, to Hakeem Jeffries to be the Speaker of the House. It must happen that way.
Why must it happen that way? Why must it happen that way?
And think of January 6th, if I didn't have the gavel. Hakeem must have the gavel.
Hakeem must have the gavel. Hakeem must have the gavel. Do you see the layout for the steal right now? She just laid out the plan for you guys for what's happening. Think of January 6th. Hakeem must have the gavel. Really think about it. So minimum, Hakeem gonna have to have the gavel. If they lose the White House, she said, I'm looking for the trifecta. But when you listen to her plan, if they lose the White House, she's trying to make sure they got everything they need in office to obstruct Donald Trump. Listen.
That day. And Kamala will be the vice president that day.
Now, I don't know why they said Kamala will be the vice president that day. I don't know if she misspoke or if she's signaling something else.
Well, we fully intend to win the White House. I was just in Michigan last week at the invitation of the governor. Our candidate for Senate there is way ahead. Take nothing for granted. We think we can pick up a seat there and hold what we have. I made a prediction today to Al Hunt that would be, he said maybe you can win 5. I said I want 10. He said, is that your prediction? I said I want 10 at least. We want 31 when we won. Now remember, in the last election,
when she says we won, she means they stole 31.
They said we were going to lose 30 or 40 seats. What? They didn't know what they were talking about.
Here it comes.
We know we're different from the presidential.
We're different from the president. We're different from the president. Now, when they won their last election, who was president? So who she's different from?
Very discreet.
We're very discreet. Do you guys get what she's saying? No, you don't get what she's saying. We're different from the president. We're different from Joe Biden's campaign to steal elections and to steal votes. We're different from the president. She's talking about they're different from Joe. This is the person who instituted the coup against Joe Biden. They're different from Joe. Now watch how she lays out how different they are.
We're different from the presidential. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10.
Where do you pick up 10 seats, if I can ask?
Well, I think we can pick up a chunk in New York because we lost 5 last time. 5 in New York. We've already picked up 1 there. We can do something in California. I'd like this. We're 40 Democrats, 12 Republicans. I'd like to take them down to single digit.
You understand what she's saying now? Everybody's trying to make it out to where she's a reptilian. No, what she's telling you is way worse than I'm a lizard person. She's telling you how they finna steal this election. She's confirming that the last election was stolen and they weren't discreet when they were doing it. We're different. We're more discreet. We're more cold-blooded with what we do. And I believe her. Because she just orchestrated the coup against Joe Biden. I believe her 100%. Now, who is we're when she said we are? Who is we? That's the question of ages. I submit to you that the we is her, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and Chuck Schumer. Because it was Chuck Schumer that came out that scared the living daylights out of Joe Biden. Watch this. When Chuck Schumer came out, watch Chuck Schumer. It was days after Chuck Schumer. And guess what? He dropped out of the race right after that. You want to know why? Because Chuck Schumer is the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee. So all the intelligence agencies, he's the mouthpiece for him. DW, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, watch this. Chuck Schumer.
Opportunity. So I was distraught right after the election, but I'm now actually invigorated by the challenge and our ability to succeed in this challenge.
Let me ask you, I don't know if you have seen this. I don't want to blindside you with this. This is the latest statement, latest tweet, as you were just saying. President-elect's latest unsolicited pronouncement on the intelligence community. This was his tweet just a little while ago tonight. You see the scare quotes there. The intelligence briefing on so-called Russian hacking was delayed until Friday. Perhaps more time needed to build a case. Very strange. We're actually told, intelligence sources tell NBC News since this tweet has been posted, that actually this intelligence briefing for the president-elect was always planned for Friday. It hasn't been delayed. But he's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
Let me tell you, you take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
Exactly. This is him at the behest of the intelligence community threatening Donald Trump. People don't remember what happened. I mean, it's crazy how people don't remember what happened. I mean, they just... And so when Chuck Schumer comes out to threaten Joe Biden, he leaves. So I believe it's her, Chucky. In fact, everybody that was on stage, her, Chuck Schumer, the Clintons, and the Obamas. And that's who's behind this. And they all fight for their little power and they all try to settle in, but they all knew they had to get rid of Joe. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen.